The topic brings a smile to our faces because instantly we realize that selling to businesses in India is an art. Our next speaker, Chaitanya C, will talk to us about effectively selling to Indian businesses. Chaitanya is today the Chief Innovation Officer at Ozonetel, a Hyderabad-based startup in cloud telephony space. Please welcome Chaitanya.
Hello. Are you able to hear me? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So I had this whole joke prepared about how I'm going to speak before lunch and you all are hungry, and Ashish messed it up. So he just comes and says, yeah, I have to go up front now. Okay, so I'm going to talk. And the other thing I observed was that the Q&A sessions were much more fun than the slides itself. So I'll try to walk through the slides pretty fast and then go into the Q&A part of it. Yeah. So that was me when we first started. Not having a clue what to do. We had a product, we built it. Incidentally, we launched it UnPluggd. Thanks, Ashish. And once we were up there, and we put up the site, and we were just hoping that people would come to our site. That was our first state where we were. So we were like, build and they will come, right? That's the first thing. By the way, what's the sales talk happening in a product geek conf, right? I'm a product geek, but in a startup, everybody sells. So that's what we do. And what happened was, in our first phase, we just launched, and we put it up there, and we hope people will come. And unfortunately, they don't. Then slowly, after a week, one guy will come, two guys will come, but they don't convert. And it was a huge mess up. So then we decided, no, this will not work like this. We'll have to sell. We'll have to make a team. We have to sell. We'll do all that process. So in this talk, what I'm trying to do is I'll try to sort of explain what we did and what worked for us. By the way, one of the things I observed in events is there are better advisors in the audience than on the stage up here. So network, you'll get more details there. But at the same time, whatever has worked for us, I'll explain. The second thing I observed is advice, we'll give it to you, but you'll never follow it when it's needed. You'll have to experience it, you'll have to make the failures, and then only you'll go forward. For example, I teach in colleges and stuff. Every single time, every single year, after the students pass out, they come to me and say, sir, we should have followed your advice. And they tell their juniors, please follow the advice the sir gives. But then, every single year, kids mess up. They wait till the last moment the exams are over, or before the exams start, one day before, they fall in love, as if there is no other time, other than the colleges. So no matter what you tell, you'll make the mistake. Even now, I'm going to give you some pointers, and I'm going to tell you that this worked for us. And you are going to learn the hard way that you will follow your own path. Obviously, we are all startups, right? We follow our own path. You'll say that this will not work for me. I'll do this my way. And then you'll realize that, yes, I should have followed that, what that guy, some other guy, not me, some other guy would have told some other time. So that's what I'm going to do now, just walk you through. So first thing, in fact, what we made a mistake, what I learned is instead of what worked, what failed is what generally makes most sense. Because when it works, frankly speaking, nobody knows why it works. But we can for sure tell that there is a reason this did not work. And for us, the biggest learning was not forming a sales team. We were all founders, all of us, we were tech guys. Pure tech guys, we didn't have sales experience at all, zero. And that was a mistake we did. We waited 3 years before we started on a sales team. So we didn't have a sales team till 3 years, and on the third year, we launched in 2010 UnPluggd, and in 2013, we didn't have a sales team at all. And in 2013, we got our VP of sales. Initially, before that, in 2013 starting, we tried hiring ourselves. Being tech guys, we asked technical questions. And the sales guys don't know the technical answers. So we didn't get the good sales guys. We got sales guys who were technical, but they were not able to sell. So we realized that, no, we are useless in this. Let's not do this. So we waited till we got some enough money, and then we hired a proper VP of sales. And that was a turning point. The moment we did, it just kicks in place. They are proper sales guys. They go, they sell, revenue comes in. It's as simple as that. There's nothing new in it. But I'm telling you, hire your sales team now, but it's very hard for you. You will not do it. I can give you a guarantee because it's hard. You'll tell that I'll sell myself. I'll go. What I would suggest is if you're technical co-founders, go get a VP of sales. If needed, give up some stake. get a proper VP of sales, he'll build the team for you, and then everything starts kicking in. Now, generally, these are just some buzzwords that are out there. Team should comprise of hunters and farmers. These are some things which I learned from my VP of sales. So apparently, you have to go, the guys who go and get the new accounts are called hunters, and the guys who mine accounts are called farmers. Each requires its own separate set of skills. When you're starting off, obviously, you will not have any farmers. There's no need. You need only hunters. You need to get guys who go and get the business. Inside sales is another experiment which we tried. But again, this is very dicey situation. Take my advice with a pinch of salt. For us, it didn't work too well. I think that's because our product is a little bit more high touch point product. Our product is more along the lines of a contact center space, calls, cloud telephony. Selling anything on the cloud is hard. Selling telephony is even harder. Where are the calls going? What's happening? It's very hard to explain to customers until you see the person in front. So for us, it was hard. Inside sales, just trying to make calls and getting a deal and all. It works to a certain level. One of our product, our cloud PBX product, it sells, but the high touchpoint products don't sell. So be very careful in deciding whether you want an inside sales or a direct sales, whether your product fits it. And as all people have already told earlier, do the testing part, run some inside sales campaigns, and then do direct sales, and then go forward from it. In India, partners are the best source, channel partners. That's what we have found. India, all sale, it's about relationship. By the way, why am I allowed to talk about all this? Because all our sales are from India. We have zero sales outside. 100% of sales from all our revenue is from Indian customers only. We don't sell outside India. So what we have observed is, in India, it's always a relationship sell. That guy, even, it doesn't matter how good your product is, if the guy knows you, he'll buy it from you. It's your job to make sure that the guy knows you. Be at his door enough times, understand him, talk to him, and then only he'll buy. And that job would have already been done by these channel partners. They are already selling something to them. So that is the best way. Just go to them, find out the good channel partners. Choosing good channel partners is also very hard. That's a different case altogether. So the structure that worked for us was, we have a head of sales, which we are based out of Bangalore. Our company is based out of Hyderabad, but the head of sales is out of Bangalore. But then we have regional managers. These are across regions, basically. So what has worked for us was, we have a south, west, and north. Sorry, east, we are not there yet. We'll come. We have a Kolkata service also, but we don't have sales team there. And this is needed because each region has its own type. For example, I mean, Bangalore is very techy. Any solution you sell, they'll try to modify something in it. They'll say, you do this, you do that, can I do this, can I do that? How will it work with my system? Very, very, very techy guys. So you need those kind of sales guys. Delhi, they'll cut it down on price. No matter what you do, you'll end up selling the cheapest there. Mumbai are good guys, man. You guys rock. So you give us the best money and all. So that's good. That's just a joke, by the way. I like all sales, all customers. So some important rules to follow. This goes without saying. Learn to say no. This is another advice you guys are going to not follow, without a doubt. Just think about it logically. 2 customers come. You have 2 customers. First 2 customers. They're asking something. Are you going to be like, no, I'm not doing it? That guy will go. You'll have 0 customers then. So, but the thing is, you have to learn to say no in a tactful manner. I think Puneet and others have already covered this in a way, because in Q&A it came out. How do you say, I mean, how do you productize? What features go into a product? You'll figure out that most of the things that the customers ask will already be there in the product. They're just asking in a different way. Because when you build a product, you know you have come from that domain, you already understood everything and you built the product. So when they ask, it will already be there. Understand that. So what has worked for us is build a set of use cases, scenarios. So our product can be used for some 20, 30 scenarios. So whenever a customer asks a particular extra feature, we try to ask him why he needs that feature. What is the ultimate end goal? And then we see if it is fitting one of our scenarios. If it fits, then we say, sir, this is already there in the product. You just need to use it in another way. If it doesn't, that's when you say, learn to say yes. That's also very, very important, because we got into a trap. At one point in time, we were just taking left, right, and center, all product features, we just adding. Just add every feature. There were humongous number of features. And then we decided, no, we'll not take any more new features. We did this for the very simple reason that feature creep kept in. And then we said, like, no, we are not going to do this anymore, yaar. Let's not take any more features. We know what is best. But then there are serious reasons customers ask for it, because they have a need. And on top of it, other customers also will have that need. So we have to be very careful in choosing what to say no and what to say yes to. That happens with practice. You get to it. NDAs don't matter. It matters to you. You follow the NDA. I'm not saying you don't follow. I'm just saying the other guy will not follow. You give an NDA, the other guy will not follow. That's for sure. And we did NDAs. It's a waste of time. We gave it. And then at the end of it, in an RFP, all our feature list comes. Some RFP, they raise it, it comes up in that feature list. They share our customer information. Everything is shared. So if, in fact, in India, it's best to be open. So why should you leak it through somebody else? You only leak it, no. That's so the next thing which we do is, a freemium is tough. I don't think you need to tell anybody. Nobody buys apps, man. So all of you use free, right? I use free only, I don't buy. So freemium is very tough. If you get a user to use something for free, he'll never pay. At least in India, that's our experience. So our experience, don't ever give something free and then say I'll pay something or pay me something. It doesn't work that way. So for us, it's always, we have never had a freemium product. And we are trying an experiment though, in UnPluggd. Go there, we'll try to give you a free service. Give your address, let me see if the premium works. But as far as I know, it doesn't work at all. It's just more like a networking thing. For us, it's more of a marketing metrics, it may work. But as a customer acquisition strategy, it doesn't work. That metrics were just off the chart for us. It didn't work for us. Take money upfront. This is what is the best. Payments are a pain in the ass. In India, it's just, it kills you. I'm telling you, the way it works in India is, last year we had a product. We had a huge project, we won it. The billing was for 20 lakhs per month. We celebrated like anything. We just went out and partied hard and then came back. And next day, the India and all that shit came. And in that, it was clearly written, the payment is after 90 days. So 20 lakhs per month, 60 lakhs cash flow, gone. How do we cover that up? We are by the way, bootstrapped. We don't have VC funding. And 60 lakhs for a bootstrap product, I mean, it's just hell. You can do collateral and you can try to raise money through banks and all that, but I'm telling you, it's too much of a headache. Be sure what you're getting into. Be absolutely sure that you'll get projects. Payments will come late, 45 days to 90 days, and you need to go personally go and collect. And this is why I said you need to have a direct sales team. Because a guy, when you call and say, please pay, sir, he'll say, I'll pay, and keep it. He'll forget. Tomorrow you call again. No. You have to literally go in front of him, in his office, sit, and say, sir, unless you are giving, I'm not going out of this office. Give me the check. That's what has worked for us. Seriously. Nothing else. You just go, sit in the office, and then say, sir, give me the check. I'm not leaving. My head is killing me. That's what works. Annual contracts obviously are the best if you can convince them. As far as I know, all our competitors have gone to annual contracts. We are the only guys who are doing still. We are the only guys with the pain in the ass still. So you want to be a pain? Sure. Come to us. Competition, I don't want to talk too much about it. I just wanted to mention that it's very easy to get sucked into the thought process that what the competition is doing and try to build features around that. When we first launched, I followed every of our competition on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. It took up too much of the time. It's just waste. Ultimately, we just decided that, in fact, the realization is that competition is for the sales guys. They are the guys who are fighting for the same account. But from a management perspective, we are seriously not in the same space. The vision and the mission of the software and the startups are different. So how can it be competition if they are trying something else and we are trying something else? We are trying to make business communication better. And if it works, by whosoever, if the competition solves it better, he solves it better. I'll go on to do something else. But for me, the vision is that business communication should be better. And I want to do it. I think in Silicon Valley or someplace, the HBO show, that guy says it, right? Do you want to be in a place where the world is better, made better by others? I would be fine with it. But there are some people who say that, no, I have to make the world better. So then you have competition. So that's been our personal philosophy, just a little outside. So competition, don't spend too much time looking at the features that the competition brings out. Do it on your own. Hacking sales. By the way, all these pointers, the last point is important. Our guys are truthful, our sales guys. They don't follow any of this. I'm just telling it upfront. Create artificial demand. So the premise, these are some tools which we learned, something which worked, something which flopped and all that. What works is try to see, it's very competitive space out there. Though I've told you don't follow competition, at least in the B2C space and all other spaces, food tech, reality industry, everywhere you take, e-commerce space, there's huge competition. So you try to create that artificial demand. If you can bag one customer, getting the other customer easy, especially if you are vertical agnostic like us. Communication everybody needs. So for us, it's very easy. You can just go and say, sir, the other guy took so many. What is this, sir? So create an artificial demand. That guy will think that guy is building is growing. What? Try to do it. So just create some kind of an artificial demand. Catch them early. This is very, very important. And in a way, if you're bootstrapped, you almost have to play the role of a VC kind of a thing. You need to know. Because when a guy starts as a startup, he won't have enough money. He will want the least price possible because he's starting up. And you need to know whether you can give that rate or not, even at a discount for some reason, because you need to judge the guy. You need to judge the guys and then say that these guys are going to go big. And that's how it is. For us, every single company has started small. We also have a product called Cuckoo, which is what we launched. It's an API project. You can sign up online and build your own telephony solutions, which is what we launched at UnPluggd. After launching at UnPluggd, we got a mail from Zomato. This was in 2009, 2010. It was not big. They wanted very small amounts. They wanted 1 egg, 2,000 rupees monthly and all that. We didn't know whether we wanted to discount it. But then we went ahead. We did some calls. We talked to the guys. We did some calls. And every single like that. I mean, I still remember, I don't know whether some of our customers are here or not, but one day what happened was my sales guy, head of sales, Rajiv, he's a pretty senior guy. He's like 55 years old. And he comes back and he calls me and says, what is this startup world, yeah? These kids are like brash, young, rash. I'm an old guy. They don't even give me respect. You are a sales guy, man. Forget about it. You should have respect. so no, that guy was good enough to say that I understand that I don't have ego, but I'm shocked. I've been dealing with, this guy was from Reliance. He even used to deal with Ambani and all that stuff. He used to tell me these stories. And he was like, these kids nowadays, I don't know how to talk to them. You know, the company was housing. So that is another thing. And then what happens is, the other thing that you need to have is basically have hierarchies. Always, right? I mean, you shouldn't be the guy. I know that I can give discounts, but don't ask me discount. I know I can give discounts, but you always need to have a hierarchy. You need to say that I'll get back with my CEO. But what if the CEO himself is selling? You have a board. I need to get the board authority. I'll get it sanctioned from the board. You'll always have a higher thing. Don't be the guy who will make the decision. Don't ever commit a rate in front. Just come out and then say, I have a board to discuss with. I'll discuss and get back to you, whether we can survive with the rate we give you. Okay? Discount, obviously, everybody knows. You give a discount, they'll buy. That's the simplest hack anybody can do. You need to figure out whether discount works for you or not. Demo videos was a small hack we did. This is another thing we delayed a lot. 4 years we didn't have a demo video. Our guys were going and doing the demos personally. Too much delay, sales cycle goes longer. If you can do it, spend some money, or there are some free tools out there, get a demo video out, the conversion rates come faster. They improve a lot. Okay, so as I said, there's nothing to leak, so I'm leaking everything. So it's already up there. So this is our report card. We have been able to achieve our SaaS report card kind of thing. So the reason I put this up there is this is another thing which we didn't do. We didn't track metrics. We got a sales team. They have some incentives and they have some targets that anyway our sales head is taking over, taking care of it. But as an organization, you need to have an overall picture. Especially if you're in the SaaS space, you need to nail this now. First up, get that Excel sheet. There are enough Excel sheets out there. David Cox is the best that we have used. We have adapted that and we have also put it up there. If you want, check it out. But get that Excel sheet, it will be blank first. Start filling up from the first month. Those are the numbers: LTV, lifetime value, CAC, cost of acquisition of a customer, and ARPU. ARPU is average revenue per user. So the ARPU and CAC are very important for you. And that's where the SaaS completely boils down to. If you look at it, our ARPU is $652. And our CAC is around $3,000, cost of acquisition of a customer. It's not clear here, but it's CAC here. It's $3,000. So what that basically means is that I start making money of the customer only after the 5th month, because I've already spent $3,000 on getting the customer on board. That's the cost of acquisition of a customer. And this guy is only paying me $650 per month. So only after 5 months, so if my lifetime is only 5 months, I never make money. I'll get the customer, I'll get some money, 5 times I'll feed him, and then 5th month he's gone. Any of my customers don't leave before 5th month. Please, I won't make any money. So these are numbers. These are the numbers which will seriously make sure that, are you spending money or not? So once we started this year. 5 years, no metrics followed. We are following this now. What that helps is, so for example, some of these things, 5 months, the accepted rate in most SaaS industries is around 10 to 12 months. So what that basically means is that I am under marketing. I'm not spending enough to get a customer. If I can make $600 out of that customer, I should be spending around my cost of acquisition should be $6,000. So I should spend more. So get the metrics in place. Once you have the metrics in place, then you're all set. And then you can tune whatever you want to do. So these are all online, by the way. You can just check them out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's my talk. You ask me anything.
Do we have any questions?
Okay.
I think it's a lot of techies in the audience.
No, it's good. I don't want questions.
Okay, we have one question there.
No, you don't need to ask a question just to ask a question. I'm fine just leaving.
Hi, Chaitanya.
Yeah.
My name is Vinod. First off, very point blank, honest presentation. Kudos on that.
Thank you.
And I'm moving into product management completely from a technical background for about a decade now. I know as a product management, I need to interact with sales and marketing and all. So as a tech guy who's started interacting with them, where is it that I start and how do I go about it?
So I think that basically comes from, as I said, in the initial sales talk, you shouldn't do it. You should get somebody to do it, if at all possible. If it's not possible, the best way out would be that what worked for us was selling is actually pretty simple in the sense that you know what your product does best. And as long as you can understand the customer pain point, just sell on the pain point. There are two ways you can do it, right? One is solving a pain point or adding value. So if you can cut it down, have a sheet in place which says that, okay, this is the pain point which I solve. I don't know, somebody coined a term, vitamins and painkillers or something like that. But basically what it means is that, are you solving a pain point or are you actually helping a customer get value out of it? So write that down and then go to the customer upfront, plan upfront. So it's a good point that you asked, because what worked for us was that when we first launched and we didn't have a sales team, what we did was we did research of the companies we wanted to sell. So these are, as I said, Zomato was one. There are 5 other new startups which are coming and getting some good traction. So I made specific use cases for each of those companies, and then sent them a mail that, okay, this is it was actually cold mails like this. This was like this. Your product is this, and if you use my service, it will improve like this. Specific use cases help you sell. Hope I answered.
We could catch up offline also later.
Sorry?
We could talk more offline.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Neha. I wanted to ask you a little bit further about the freemium model that you were talking about. I mean,
which model? Sorry?
The freemium model.
Okay.
And about how, in your experience, it hasn't really worked out. And of course, that's one of the largest used models right now in the online space. When you were talking about why it didn't work out, was it because you said that it's difficult to get a customer to pay for services that they were originally using for free? Or was it that it's difficult to get customers to use some services for free and some services which are paid for?
Yeah. So I think that's a very valid point. I would go, for our experience has been that it's the first point. It doesn't matter, even if you have a bouquet of services, the upgradation model, which I think is what you are trying to mention, though it was there, just using for that service itself, if I give some service for free and then say that for extra services pay, that also didn't work for us. The moment we said pay, they would not respond. So they would just use it. But to be frank, we did it for a very small time because we couldn't bear the losses. Being bootstrapped and all, small time in the sense it was like 3 months. We ran for 3 months. This was for the PBX product. We announced online, we said that it's free. In fact, including calls. Because we knew that most startups get 20 calls, 30 calls per month. We factored everything into that. We said that, okay, this is the cost that's going to have an effect on us. Calls also free, phone number free. We said free, use it. There were adapters, they took it. But then once you say, after the 3 months are over, you say that, are you willing to pay? Almost 0%, like 1 guy, 2 guys signed up. The rest didn't even come back. So that's been our experience. Yeah.
Me? Okay. So, hi. Yeah. Confusion. Okay. So my question is about our freemium model only, like you talked about it. Now, for example, my case, I'm in the space of parenting right now, and we would be having some in-app purchases in the future. Now, according to the surveys and all, we figured out that parents will love to pay for their child for these features. So, what are your views on that? I mean. Are these surveys really worth it or not?
Oh, about your business model, I have no idea, man. I'm still trying to figure out my business model. But
I mean, does space matter? I mean, does the
No,
space matter
yeah.
in terms of in-app purchases and freemium models?
Absolutely. I think that point I completely agree with. Our space, I need to qualify that. Our space was not conducive to the freemium model. So, but obviously there are a lot of space. Freemium is the most used, as she pointed out, is the most used model. That's the best way to get customers. So you should try it out. I'm not saying don't try it out. You should try it out. But for your space, be sure to pull the plug. You know when you have to pull the plug. We made the choice at 3 months. We had some X amount. We knew that there are so many customers. See, all this works out now. Now that we think back, we pulled the plug at the right time. That time we didn't have these metrics. But now I know that, okay, there is some X amount I can spend to get a customer. So if I run a freemium model, I have already spent some amount. Based on that amount, how many customers should I get? How many should convert so that I can make money? So you do that, it will work. But before you start your freemium model, get the metrics in place. Okay. I think your point is valid. It is depending on your vertical, freemium model may work. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hi. From India perspective, what is the difference that you saw from having a sales done and ultimately closed in terms of cycle and speed and ways for SMEs versus large scale businesses and medium scale businesses? I'm sure you would have been, by now, you would have been serving all the different kind of in the spectrum.
That's a very good point. So for us, the sales cycle for SMEs is around 60 days for the contact center piece. That's huge, but there's no way out. For us, that's the way it is. They need a demo. 2 demos. First the guy comes in, then he wants another guy, then he wants a CEO to look at the demo. Finally, they sign up. So having a sales team, when we first started, we didn't have enough metrics. But obviously, having a sales team helps close faster. I can't tell you how faster it is. But for us, the current sales cycle team for SME segment is 60 days. For enterprise, it's almost 8 months. So they don't, and after 8 months, they'll pay after 90 days. Remember that also. So it's actually 1 year when you see the first money for enterprise.
You mentioned about the demo videos. So does demo video, in your experience, only help in conveying the information in a better way, or do they really help in making a sale?
Oh, it does help making the sale also. For a very simple reason, it standardizes your demo. Here, otherwise you depend on the salesperson. You hope he's giving the demo in the right way. You have no idea what is happening. So if you have a demo video as a touch point, it helps you standardize. You know that at least this information has gone. The extra information whether the sales guy gives or not, that is up to him. But at least some standard information has gone.
Thank you.
Okay, this is Rajni. My question is more about recruitment, but in initial stage, how you made the team, like for technical front, you are like very good in that. But in other front, like sales, operations, so how you did that too? I mean, employees are the one who make the good company. So in that case.
So as I said, hiring was very funny for us. As I told, I teach in colleges, right? So all of them are my students who actually work from the tech team. For sales, we did a very simple thing. We hired the VP of sales. We did only one hire. We hired the VP of sales. The rest of the team he hired. We completely left it to him. So that was our model. I would say that because we are not tech, we are not sales guys. So
how you did that for VP?
For the VP. Took him to a 5-star hotel, talked to him, and
Thanks.
Yeah, selling the startup dream. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Siddharth.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, who exactly makes the decision to buy Ozonetel? As in, like, what level of person is it? Is it the founder, or is it the CTO or something?
Yeah. So actually, for us, it depends on the product. For the Cuckoo API, it's generally it's startups who try it out. They want to try some new stuff, and it's generally the founder. For the Cuckoo API, for the contact center piece, it's the customer experience head. Customer experience head. Yeah.
Hi. you had mentioned that there should be a reasonable sales spend to acquire a particular client. Now, what are the innovative ways in which you could justify your sales spend, say 1/6 the amount of acquiring the value of the client? And what are the effective tools or some new tools that you could talk about and let us know from a sales perspective?
No, nothing innovative, just normal stuff. We didn't do anything special, but the sales spend, as I said, it depends on our average revenue per customer. So, and we put a number saying that we should be able to recover that money in 6 months. The customer should give us enough revenue that we are able to recover the sales and marketing spend in 6 months. So that's how we justified, and we said, okay, hire more guys, something like that. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, shout it out.
Okay. So he asked a question on. Hi, my name is Rohitesh. I'm a founder of PugMe. Somebody asked a question on who do you approach, whether it's the founder, the CTO. Similar question, but based on timeline. Sometimes if your product is based on a particular timeline, the company which is buying it has a sort of a timeline. How do you kind of figure out whether you're too early, too late?
Okay. There's never a timeline. I'm telling you frankly also, this one. Everybody says that I want to launch tomorrow. I'll sign up today and I'll launch tomorrow. But our experience has been that it's, at least in our space, again, it's very specific because contact center piece, if you look at it, or even the developer API, they should build it. It will take time for them to build it. And after they buy the software also, they have to build their contact center team also. So for the timeline that they talk about, it's never buying a software per se. It's about the overall timeline. So they are okay to spread it out. So because they're still hiring the contact center team and all that, so they'll spread it out. But very rare cases, if they do happen, they're very urgent, or they got pissed off with somebody, competitor, they've already done all the due diligence, they need to start tomorrow. Those kind of cases, it'll help out. It'll be fast.
Here, back. Straight.
Okay.
In case if you don't see me, I'm just walking.
Yeah, I'll just look there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my question to you is about customization versus the standardization of a product. Because the moment you talk about B2B, when you will have several clients, they would have their own requirements. So how do you handle this aspect of it?
So that's also a very good point, which I didn't cover. So that's, you will encounter customization. You can't avoid, especially if you're dealing with enterprise sales. So we tried, as I said, say when to say no and when to say no, say yes. You need to be careful with that. But with enterprises, nothing works. You have to say yes. If it's like that too, after 8 months you have worked with him and he says at the last moment I want this. So you end up saying yes. But the thing is, how do you manage that? So what we have done is we have kept a services team. We created a services team and they bring in revenue. So any customization, our core product team doesn't touch. It goes to the services team and they touch, and we charge an OTC, a one-time charge. And approximately for our revenue, it's like 20% of our revenue comes from OTCs right now. So that's our model of handling customizations. It is done by a separate team. The advantage there is all our things are like API based. So we just sort of plug in. You can build another app which does a customization.
Here. What are the things you need to look for when you're going international, pitching to US clients or the Western European ones? So what are the...
I have no idea. If somebody is there selling to US, I would love to talk to you guys. And we started something slowly. By the way, the marketing is through Google Ads mostly, and events like I'm doing now, selling the product. So this is our marketing pitch. So that's it, nothing else. So Google Ads is a bitch when it goes to US. It's like in India, the hosted call center, the keyword, I think per click it's like 100 rupees. That's a cost. In the US, that single click is like 15,000 rupees. So we said, no, we're not going to US now. So so I don't have an idea to answer your question. Right now, we're not thought through going international because the India market itself is so big. There are so many new startups coming up, man. All of you are my customers.
In any B2B business, to make a sale, it is very important that you are meeting the right person who has the authority to take the decision. There are several instances like when you do not meet the right person and he may say no for the product without even knowing whether his company really requires the product. So can you give few instances where like the person you were meeting may not have the authority and he was saying no, and also he was not allowing you to meet the right person as well. So how did you identify and match the right person to make the sale?
So, okay. So that particular thing, we'll take the example of Go IBBO was one. This kind of scenarios that you talk about, these generally happen only in enterprises. Startups, you go to that office, everybody is there. So you meet the right person. You shout, the right person will hear. So, but enterprises, that happens. These guys stop. So GoIbibo had, see, the main reason they'll stop is because this is something new and nobody likes change. That guy is already used to a product and he will try to say that no, I will not use as much as possible. Though the first call would have been made from the management that evaluate this guy. So he'll try to evaluate and he'll say ultimately no. So the only way there, what we have observed is we have to push through the management. You just go to them directly and give them enough features, say that this is how you can track that guy also who is stopping me, and then that guy says, okay, go ahead. So yeah, that, we got through GoIbibo, by the way. Let him, the management pays the money, so I'm fine. So he does, it has happened. You are absolutely right, it has happened. The guy gets offended, he'll put spokes, he'll not let the demo go through. During implementation, spokes will be there. But this is just part of life, man. You just need to deal with it. There's no other way. If the management is good enough, they'll fire the guy. So I'm just joking.
Hi, my name is Varun. I like that you mentioned that leaving sales to specialists, but as a product or a founder, you would still have some vision that this is why I'm building this product. So what are your channels of communication between product and sales? What kind of trainings you do? How frequent should that be?
We do that yearly once. We have a yearly sales meet. We are now moving that so that all RMs do that every quarter. So that's absolutely a valid point. We come out with a goal, the roadmap, and the roadmap is planned out, and then we pitch it. We take them to a resort, blah, 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 once you have some money. Before that, we were doing it in the office. Get all the guys to the office and they say that, put them in a stuffy room and say that, okay, this is our plan, roadmap, these are the new products, go and sell. Now we give them some food, they are a little bit happier, and then we say, now go and sell. But selling is still the same. But yeah, it's quarterly to our answer. Okay, thank you guys. Yeah.
Thank you, Chaitanya.